That you have a lot of gambling, a lot of booze, and a lot of women. And in order to be a member of the Millionaires Club, you had to be very rich or a celebrity of the day. And back in 1875, Virginia City was known as one of the richest cities in the world. And then now we take you guys back here to a room that we call the crypt. Follow me.
The crypt room.
Alright guys, and when you're done looking at the crypt, meet me over in this room. Alrighty guys, so that space I just showed you is called the crypt. That is where they would store all the bodies in the late 1800s, basically using it as a morgue. So in between the years of 1870 and 1922, the grounds here in Virginia City would freeze up during the wintertime like cement. So you could not dig. Then in 1874, we had a typhoid epidemic. So a lot of people died, the grounds froze up, so we had to store 77 bodies inside the crypt. But unfortunately, a lot of them were infants, toddlers, and kids. If you guys check out the Silver Terrace Cemetery, 1874 is a pretty common death date, and a lot of the ages are 5 and younger. That is sad. And the reason why this disease came through our town was because of the amount of people that were living here. So back in 1876, we had a population here in Virginia City of 25,000 residents. And just to give you guys an idea of how crazy that number was back then, Los Angeles in the same year had only 8,000 residents. But as you can tell, times are a little bit different nowadays. And so today we currently have 900 residents, including myself, and Los Angeles has over 12 million. Don't know about you guys, but I cannot imagine getting around this small of a town with 25,000, let alone 12 million people. That is such a crazy number, and I like the 900 residents that we have today. And would you guys like to see where the Ghost Adventures got their start?
Yep.
All right, follow me this way, guys.
Whoa. Whoa.
Alright guys, welcome into the ballroom. So this is where the Ghost Adventures captured a full-bodied apparition, starting right where this X is, following it all the way across the room. And this camera that captured the apparition was placed right over here where this X is, shooting towards those windows over in the back. And then this apparition lasted for 7 full seconds, which was the first time in world history that anyone captured a full-bodied apparition walking across open space for 7 seconds. So they sent the film out to a couple independent film companies to try and have the evidence debunked. But every company came back and said it was legit. Then Travel Channel saw a copy of the video, offered them a TV show, and the rest is history. But then, going back to 1864, there was a 10-year-old girl by the name of Gretchen playing just outside of our building. But in the process of doing so, she was hit by a horse-drawn carriage. And so the accident did not kill her right away, so a couple townspeople brought her up to this room, which was used as a doctor's office at the time. But unfortunately, the medical technology they had back then wasn't the greatest. So she ended up passing away in this room 3.5 hours after the accident. And then, really quickly, before we go on, I'm going to show you guys that cool mirror right over in the corner. Follow me over here. Alright guys, so this mirror was made in between 1858 and 1862. And this beautiful mirror, being over 104 years old, it will not show its age. It will never develop that yellow film look. And the reason is because this is not normal glass. This is made of a material called diamond dust. So what that means is when you shine a light on it, this is what happens. And so there's only a handful of these mirrors known to exist here in Virginia City. But in this building we have 4 of them. So we have this one right here, of course. We have one over in the next room. We also have one upstairs on the 3rd floor, and we have one downstairs at the bar as well. And they don't make these mirrors anymore, not because of diamonds or cost. It is because of the element mercury. So, as we know, mercury is very toxic to our health. And this mirror is made of pure silver and mercury backing it. And what will happen is over time, the silver and mercury will slightly separate, causing this mirror to sparkle like we can see. I just don't recommend touching or taste testing this thing, otherwise you'll get very sick, end up like the rest of our spirits here and want to talk about you guys on our tours. You don't want to do that. And then next I'll take you guys into this room over here. Just watch your guys' steps again over this piece of wood. Alright guys, so back in 1875, you could have seen the President of the United States, Ulysses S. Grant, sitting right here playing poker with Mark Twain, Thomas Edison, Will Tecumseh Sherman, and John Mackey. So they were all a part of the Gentlemen's Club. Now, on average, their games would last somewhere between 1 to 3 days without stopping. Crazy, right? And they also had a lot of booze. So back then here in Virginia City, we had over 140 saloons on C Street alone. In fact, we had so many bars back then, we had one for every 38 people. So we had 25,000 residents. That is over 600 bars. But in today's world, we are down to 14 of them. So, I guess we don't have a town drunk. We have a drunk town, folks.
Yeah.
And then, I'll take you guys up and show you the 3rd floor next.
Pocket doors, babe. My favorite. Pocket doors.
Oh, yeah.
Myself. Don't rush me.
So Scotty was a bartender here at the Washington Club, and he lived in this brewery for about 11 years. But then, in 1982, Scotty walked up here one day after his shift. He took a gun and he killed himself in this room. Now, the reason why he killed himself is because back in 1979, his 16-year-old son Richard was playing just a few miles down the road in Gold Hill. And he was racing his 14-year-old friend Alan on a dirt hill. And on the other side was a 1,200-foot ventilation shaft. Both boys fell in and it killed them instantly. So it pushed poor Scotty over the edge. He was overcome with grief and distraught. He did not get the help he needed. So he walked up to this room on June 22nd, 1982, took a gun and killed himself in this room. And before we go on, I want to show you guys something really cool that I just received a couple days ago by someone on my tour. And so, this wasn't my photo, this was someone's daughter's photo that she took about a year and a half ago on a tour. And so, I'm going to show, there we go. And so, if you guys look at this photo right here, you're going to see a doll on this counter. You see that? So then we're going to zoom in to this mirror. And then there's a face that they captured a reflection of.